The newest Pokemon Pocket set, Secluded Springs, is out right now, and we are going to be cracking open a bunch of packs courtesy of the Pokemon Company. Thank you so much for sending us the Pokegold for being able to do this, and I'm excited because we get to possibly get Suicune, Entei, Raikou, and there's also plenty of crazy full arts in this set. I'm super excited to crack this, so let's go ahead and get into it. I do have a few hourglasses here, but we have to do the rest with Pokegold, unfortunately. But again, thank you to the Pokemon Company for sending me that, and let's open 10 packs. Let's see what we're going to get. Let's see how many rainbows we get in the start here. We got one right off the bat and then no others. So our first one should be pretty good. All I've opened of this set was my like 2 free packs of the day and I didn't get anything good. So don't worry. So Traveling Merchant. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put all Pokemon tool cards you find there into your hand. Shuffle all the rest into your deck. That's a pretty cool card for there's like Skarmory decks. There's plenty of like item based Pokemon, and the fact that you can just sort of deck build and such. Like, I like the design of this card because it forces you to like deck build in a particular way. I don't know if it's good, but I like the idea behind it. We got good old Feebas, classic for my low tick. Swablu, we got another Feebas, and we got a full art kicking things off with a Yamper. All right, let's see what we get in pack number 2. We got an Inkay, Sunkern, Hoppip, another Traveling Merchant, and a Milotic. Not the full art one, but it is just the regular one. We have Jinx, which is not too bad. We have Zangoose, which has the counterattack ability. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 damage back. So it's basically like on top of having like Rocky Helm or like the Poison Barb or anything like that. It's just like another way for damage. That's not too bad. Stunfisk, nothing crazy there. Diglett, nothing crazy there. And Crustle, which has Stone Edge, which can possibly do 50 more, but it is very expensive. We have a Skrelp. We have a evolution of Skrelp, Dragalge. I never like played this gen really, so I apologize if I'm butchering the name. Skiploom, Stunfisk, and a Sunflora. That fucking like Sunflora Flora song was stuck in my head the other day, so that's very funny. We got another Farfetch'd. We got an Electros. We have another one of those things. We have a Diglett, and we have our first EX, a Jumpluff EX. I love the way that it just like the little puff ball is breaking the frame there, but Breeze by attack. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. It does 70 and then it tags out. So it's kind of like a U-turn effect, but for actual Pocket. So that's interesting. Got another Jinx, a Corsola, but a Galarian Corsola. So it's white. That's interesting. Memory Light. This Pokemon, the Pokemon this card is attached to can still use an attack from its previous evolutions. Interesting. Stunfisk. And then, yes, there we go. Raikou EX. Now, to be fair, I think Raikou might be, like, the worst of the 3. So the reason you want these is because of the ability. Legendary Pulse is such a good ability because it's card draw. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you draw a card. All 3, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune have this ability. And as we know with the Sylveon EX, card draw when you only have a 20-card deck is really, really good. So that's why these cards are going to be highly desired. Unfortunately, the attack is a little bit lackluster. It does 60, but then 10 to a bench Pokemon. So, like, there is, like, Cyrus shenanigans potentially with this, but I think I'm not super convinced on this one. I think it's, like, the worst of the 3, but the art's still sick, so I'm happy to pull it. Pack number 7, Electric, another Traveling Merchant, a Skrelp, a Poliwag, and another Milotic. Got another Corsola, a Diglett, a Jellicent, an Inkay, and a Slowking. This has the Litter ability. 50x, discard up to 2 Pokemon tools from your hand. 50 damage for each card you discard. It sucks because it can do 0, potentially. Like, it doesn't do 50 base. So, like, you can do 100 with this. And obviously, with the Traveling Merchant, that's, like, kind of the synergy. But I don't know if that's particularly good. We got a Yamper, a Swablu, a Memory Light, a Farfetch'd, and there we go, a full art Milotic. That's pretty nice. I like the art on this one. This has Healing Ripples, which once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand or to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal 60 damage from one of your water Pokemon. Water gets a lot of really good support in this, not to mention like Suicune's water, but like there's the Mantike, which gives you like a water energy at the end. Like, I feel like water has like some of the best, it's always had like some of the best support, and then never really like came up to par with like just some of the other better decks in the format. But I feel like this set introduces a lot of really good water support, so maybe we'll see it. This is the last of our 10 pack here. We got a Poliwag, Farfetch'd, another Merchant, another Poliwag, and a Talonflame. I did always like Talonflame from the video games. It has Searing Flame for 50. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. It is a stage 2, though, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is still pretty cheap. Not too bad. Not too bad. We get to add 1 billion cards to our collection, and we get to open 10 more packs right afterwards. Let's see how much we filled out here. It's going to be quite a bit. We only had 10 from when we opened our first 2 packs, but it is 36. Not too bad. Not too bad. We only got a couple of EXs. We got a couple full arts. We didn't get anything, like, insane. So hopefully our next 10 here will be pretty good. Thank you again, Pokemon Company, for the gold. We appreciate it. Let's see if we get any rainbows here. Oof, no rainbows, but as we know, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are out of it. We got a Lickitung for the first time, Slugma, Miltank as well, Zorua, and a Dugtrio. And we got a bonus Azurill, which, you know what, we will go ahead and take. We got a Jellicent, Tentacool, Double Tentacool, Inkay, and a Macargo. Zorua, Licky, Diglett, Poliwag, and a Memory Light. Got a Latios right in the first pack, or first card, with Fletchling, Durant, Poliwag, and a full art Stunfisk. I usually typically like the full arts. This one's kind of lackluster for me, I'm not going to lie. It has Static Shock for 50 for 2 energy, not particularly good. Diglett, Slowking, Jinx, Slowpoke, and another Milotic, which we have 1 million of at this point. The Corsola, Hoppip, Ursaring, Mischievous. We're actually getting some new stuff here. And a Latios. Nice. We actually got a decent full art. It has Fantastical Floating, which if you have Latios in play, it has no retreat cost. And for 120, it's Luster Purge for 3 Psychic, which discards all energy from this Pokemon. It'll be interesting to see if the Latios deck is actually a thing. It seems like okay, but I think it may not be good enough, to be honest. But it looks cool that there's like a neat synergy there. We got a Zorua, Frillish, another Zorua, Licky, and a Whitney. It heals 60 damage from one of your Miltank, and it recovers from being asleep, paralyzed, and confused. Very fitting for Whitney. Tynamo, Miltank, Electric, Zorua, and another Miltank for our Whitney. And we have Cryogonal. I've never seen this Pokemon. Again, I only played up to Gen 4, 5, I think. But anyway, I've never seen that. Fletchinder, Tentacruel, Relicanth, and Zangoose. I remember Relicanth. That was fun. Seviper, first time seeing that. Fletchling, Talonflame, Zorua, and a Memory Light. I gotta say, this 10-pack kind of sucked. I don't even think we got a single EX in the entire thing. We did get some new cards, though. Don't get me wrong. But that was a pretty disappointing 10-pack. I'm not gonna lie. Puts us up to 57 cards, which isn't too bad. But let's go again, because you know what? We are going to get lucky, and we are going to actually hit something good. I can feel it, because especially based on our other opening was absolutely cracked, so clearly we're due, right? There's no pity in this game, but, you know, we can hope. Oh, God, no rainbows. Uh-oh. All right, Hoppip, Memory Light, Farfetch, Electric, Dugtrio. Now we can kind of breeze through this. Feebas, Crustle, Durant, Hoppip, and a Celebi. That's nice. It is Temporal Leaves, 2 green for 40. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolved Pokemon, devolve it by putting the highest stage evolution card on it into your opponent's hand. That's an interesting effect. Unfortunately, I don't think it's particularly... It's like okay, but the problem is they can just like re-evolve it, so... I don't know. I don't know if I believe in that. Fletchling, Miltank, Corsola, Diglett, and another Celebi. Very funny. We have a Mischievous, which I didn't read the ability. Infiltrating Inspection. Once during your turn, when you put this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may have your opponent reveal their hand. That's actually kind of interesting, because being able to, like, just have hand knowledge... Like, obviously, Silver's in the game, so, like, Silver's probably just, like, better, because you also get to rip something out of their hand. But this is on a Pokemon, and then you can just see what their hand is, so you can sort of, like, play around stuff, and hand knowledge is just, like, so key. So, I wouldn't be surprised if people, like, tech this. I think there is, like, a spot for this. Like, even if it's just, like, that's all you're using it for, I don't think that's, like, the worst. We got Crustle, Diglett, the Snowflake thing in Macargo. Got a Corsola. We got Morty for the first time. For each of your Psychic Pokemon to play, look at that many cards at the top of your opponent's deck and put them back in any order. That's pretty good, because you get to stack your opponent's deck and give them their worst card. And if you're already playing Psychic, like, Psychic is, like, one of the best types in the game, at least, like, prior to this set's release, because you're playing, like, the Espeon deck. You could play, like, Darkrai Giratina, but, like, the Espeon deck, I think, is, like, way better for this. That's really interesting. I feel like There's a world where this card is, like, really good just because, like, you give them their worst card potentially for, like, several turns. If they have, like, research and they're holding it, they get to, like, play out of it. But interesting card. Inkay, Farfetch, and holy Rainbow Raikou EX. I guess we're all in on the Raikous here. But, man, that art is sick. See, I knew we were due for something good. And we got a Rainbow, so no complaints. Got an Electric, an Altaria, first time with this. Dragon Arcana for 40 plus for 2 colorless. If this Pokemon has 2 or more energy of different types, it does 60 more damage. That's interesting. Sunkern, Fletchinder, and Slowking. We got Electric, Sunflora, Inkay, Zorua, and another Macargo. We got Fampi. That was actually the first one. Durant, Diglett, Macargo, and another full art Milotic, which is fine. And I don't think it's like anything crazy, but it's cool art. Tentacool, Frillish, Skiploom, Tynamo, and another Milotic, but not the full art one. Whitney, Poliwag, Tynamo, Tentacool, and Memory Light. So that's it for that 10 pull. We did get the Rainbow Raikou. Where is it? That's, like, obviously, like, the best thing out of the entire pack. But honestly, aside from that, a little bit lackluster. We did get some new cards, so, I mean, that's pretty good, all things considered. Just go ahead and add them to the collection here. See what we're at now. Puts us up to 62. Okay. Well, you know what? They say no gamble, no glory. So here we go again. 10 more packs. Surely I mean, we got the Rainbow Raikou. So, I mean, that's pretty good. But, like, oh my God, no rainbows again? We got the Rainbow Raikou. So, like, there's still a chance. Slugma, Skrelp, Fampi, Inflatable Boat. I passed that. I should have read that. And Morty. Then we got Feebas, Hoppip, Electric, Memory Light, and Jellicent. Zorua, Memory Light, Electric, Poliwag, and Mismagius. This is a new card. Cursed Pros. At the end of your opponent's next turn, do 90 damage to the defending Pokemon. Very interesting. Interesting effect. We got a full art Fampi to kick things off. I don't think this is a god. Oh, we get 2 full arts, actually. That's pretty cool. Flail, which is 1 fighting energy, does damage to your opponent's active Pokemon equal to the damage on this Pokemon. That's really interesting because it's sort of like an interesting counter to like Darkrai Giratina and such, just because like they're slowly like chipping away and just like getting your HP lower and lower. So this kind of counteracts that in a way. Fletchinder, Zorua, Inkay, and then that's hilarious that we got the double Fampi in the same pack. That's so funny. That'll be good for someone's Wonder Pick. Lickitung, Skrelp, Dweeble, Ursaring, and Donphin, which was new, and I just passed over it. Poliwag, Farfetch, whatever that is, Latios, and a Zoroark. Nice. This is a elusive trickery ability. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this Pokemon's attacks during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Interesting. So being able to, it's a stage 1, and it does 2 dark for 70. So if it knocks something out, it basically is immune for a turn. That's an interesting ability. Teddiursa, Sunflora, Seviper, Fletchling, and a shiny Gabite. Okay, not too bad. I guess we'll take that because it is a shiny. And it's so funny because the coloring looks like exactly the same as it would if it like wasn't shiny. But it's a shiny. It's our first shiny that we pulled. So, you know what? We'll take it. Yamper, the Snowflake, another Yamper, the Poliwhirl, and a Slowking. Lickitung, the Corsola, Stunfisk. A third full art Fampi in the same 10 packs. Okay. And then, of course, we get Traveling Merchant. And we get an Iggly buff for our troubles. And I think this is our last pack here. We got Durant, Stunfisk, Teddiursa, Skiploom, and a Crustle. So we did get a shiny. What does the Inflatable Boat do? The retreat cost of water Pokemon this card is attached to one less. I swear, water got so much good support in this set. No EXs, unfortunately. We did get some new cards. We got 1 shiny, which I guess is like something, but you know, we would have liked to see like Suicune or Entei, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and take it. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do one more 20 or 10 pack because we do have the gold for it. This puts us up to 70 different cards in the set, which is pretty nice. And let's go ahead and just open. We got enough gold for one more, so let's go ahead and do it. All right, moment of truth. Can we get a crazy 10-pack here in the finish? Still no rainbows. That's very depressing. All right. Mismagius, Farfetch, Diglett, Frillish, and the Sunflora. Ooh, we got something. Poliwag, Altaria. Oh, gold Mantike! I can't believe Mantike's the gold in this. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Okay, well, that was it. You know, we got the crazy pull in the end. Mischievous and Corsola. And Iggly buff, because why not? Tynamo, Inkay, Teddiursa, Ursaring, and Zangoose. Everything else in this pack probably is going to be garbage. That thing, Traveling Merchant, Slugma, and Jellicent. Got another one of those. A shiny Wooper. Okay, that's not too bad. Paldean Wooper, specifically. We got another shiny, so we'll take it. Sunflora, Dweeble, and Teddiursa. And, you know, because we didn't get enough Mantikes, because we just got the gold one. Funny enough, this is our first... we got the gold Mantike before we got the non-gold Mantike. What are the fucking odds of that? Stunfisk, Skiploom, Electric, Skrelp, and Slowking. Then we have Mischievous, Macargo, Yamper, Farfetch'd, and I swear to God, we pulled like 10 of that Milotic. Seviper, Sunkern, a Galarian Cursola, which I believe is the evolution of Corsola, which I gotta be honest, I did not realize there was an evolution of this card. It's got Perish Body, which the ability is if this Pokemon is in the active spot is knocked out by damage from attack your opponent's Pokemon, flip a coin. If it's heads, the attacking Pokemon is knocked out. So you have a 50-50 chance to just knock out their Pokemon if they kill this. That's really interesting. We got the Bro, you've got to be fucking kidding me. What? What are the odds on this? Someone's got to calc the odds on that. Double gold Mantike in the same 10 packs? There's no way, bro. Oh my God. And of course, and we got a full art Azurill in that same pack. What is going on? Oh my God. I guess streamer privilege. Corsola, Slugma, Jellicent, Slugma, Slowking, Farfetch'd, Sunkern, Lickitung, Jellicent, and another shiny. We got a Pyukumuku. I swear to God, I've never seen this card in my life. The ability is Innards Out. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 50 damage. So it's kind of like Perish Song, except it doesn't kill, but it guarantees does 50. So that's like, would you rather take the 50-50 to just kill it, or would you rather just do a guaranteed damage? And we got an Iggly buff for our troubles too. Why not? That is unbelievable. We got 2 gold Mantikes in 10 packs. Like, are you fucking kidding me? The odds on that have to be unbelievable. Like they have to be just so unbelievably low. Someone can calc it for me because I have no idea what the odds are on that, but that's ridiculous. That is absolutely crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish it was the gold Pokeball from what is it, Shining Revelry, I think, because I really wanted the gold Pokeball and I was still kind of hunting it. But not gonna complain. We got 2 shinies in there too. It wasn't like we just got the 2 golds. I'm glad we did another tenner, because I was thinking about maybe we'll just wrap it up here. That was nuts. That's unreal that we got that. That's so crazy. All right, we got 76 cards of the 100 and something in the set. Thank you guys so much for watching and seeing my crazy luck, apparently, in pulling. Like, it's funny because the first half of this video was like kind of whatever, and then we just ended on like maybe the craziest note ever, and no one, I think, would believe if I didn't have this recording. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you to, again, the Pokemon Company for giving me the Poke Gold, because if I didn't have the gold, I never would have gotten to pull that in the first place, because you guys saw I had barely had any hourglasses. So it's all thanks to them. So thank you so much, Pokemon Company, and maybe we'll just keep doing these openings every time a new set comes out, because if my luck continues to be like this, I don't think I can complain. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.